Alright, so we're revamping. We're going back to single step equations. So this is going to be called single step part A. Tomorrow's will be single step part B. If we need again, we'll do single step part C. So here's what a single step is. Single step variables are equations that require only one step to solve. Your HOQ is going to be solve 4x minus 3 when x is equal to -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. It means you need to solve that equation for each one of those values. So you're going to have 5 different answers. Example 1, we're going to look at strictly addition type problem, when we have a variable plus a number. Okay. Now, the rule on all equations that involve variables is do the opposite. So if this says add 7, we need to subtract 7. Okay? So see where this says add 7? Scratch it out, bring it to the other side, put -7. X will equal 13 minus 7. 13 minus 7 is 6. Okay? We're going to do the same thing over here. Even though the variable and the number on the different side are on a different side, the steps are still the same. Okay? Since it says add 0.4, we are going to scratch that out, and we are going to subtract 0.4. I'm going to make sure that my decimals are lined up. Okay? Got to steal from this one. 13 minus 4 gives me 0.9 right here. So that's what x equals. 0.9 equals x. Okay? So look at example number 2. Example number 2, we're deal with problems that strictly involve subtraction. So x minus 2, or minus 12. X minus 12. Scratch that out. We're not going to minus 12, we are going to add 12. So -12 plus 12, those are opposites. So x equals 0. Okay? Look at B. Part B, 10.9 equals x minus 3.8. Same thing as on our addition up here. Just because it's on this backside doesn't mean anything changes. What it means for us is we just have to go from right to left instead of left to right. So this says minus 3.8. Scratch it out. We don't need to minus 3.8. We need to add 3.8. So 9 plus 8, making sure my decimals are lined up. 9 plus 8 is going to give me 17. I'll put 7 down, carry the 1. 1 plus 0 plus 3 gives me 4. And my 1 is by itself and it comes down. In this case, 14.7 equals x. Alright. Oh, coffee's so good. Example number 3. We're looking at problems that strictly deal with multiplication. Okay? So here's where this says multiply by. Anytime you see a number next to a variable, it's like putting numbers like this. 4 times x, or 4 times x. This means the exact same as these two. Okay? So instead of multiplying by 4, I need to divide by 4. So I'm going to scratch this 4 out. I'm going to turn this into a fraction. And I'm going to reduce my fraction. Alright? Now, reducing my fraction, if you're good at reducing fractions, leave it like this. If you're not, numerator goes in the house, denominator goes outside the house. Right? But 4 goes into 26, 6.5 times. So x will equal 6.5. If you want to work that out, go ahead and work that out. Alright, now, same thing here. We're still multiplying, we're just on the different side. Now, The opposite of multiplication, again, is division. So I need to divide by 0.5. Okay? Now, this one I suggest putting into division so that you can see all the steps. So, again, the numerator, -4, goes in the house. The denominator, 0.5, goes outside. This decimal has to be moved. When it's moved, I have to add a 0 over here since the decimal will be on the back. So now the equation is not 0.5 dividing into -4, it's 5 going into -40. Well, 5 goes into a -40 8 times. Now, a positive and a negative in a multiplication or division problem generates a negative answer. So x will equal -8. Alright, so we're going to flip this page over. If you got room on the page you're working on, you can. We're going to get 2 practice problems. Your practice problems are going to be example division problems. Okay? So, let me line this back up. Alright, so, practice problems. Let's go with number 1. We're going to say x over 3 is equal to 12. Remember, this says division. You need to do multiplication on this side to get what x is. Alright. And I'll come down a little bit, leave some space for work. And we're going to go that a -4 is equal to x over a negative point. Let's go with a -0.5. Worked with a positive 0.5. Let's work with a -0.5. Okay. This will be watched in class. Do the best you can. We're going to continue working on this until we can get it down.